Okay, Pheonix. Come here, big guy. Come here, big guy. Let's go. All the way up. There we go. Pheonix. Yeah. Okay, let's do this. Okay, welcome to the live stream. My name is AJ. If you don't know me, I've been a pet groomer for 15 years. I've actually been working with dogs since I was about 8 years old. I started bathing them in my mom's pet salon that she ran out of our house. I've been doing it for a total about 25 years, worked with over 20,000 dogs, and today I'm going to be showing you how I work on this Australian Shepherd named Pheonix. He can be a little reactive. Sometimes nail trimming, pad shaving, and he gets just a tiny bit reactive, and then mostly for the blow dryer. On the blow dryer, he would sometimes snap at the dryer, but I've been working with him for a long time now, and he's overcome a lot of his fears that way. He's still real anxious. He'd rather not be doing this, but he's become a pretty good boy to work on. So let's get both the cameras going, and we're actually going to get this foot cam. Whole new camera setup today. This is the first time using this camera setup, so if it's clunky and weird, I apologize, but we figured it all out. And let's see, oh, I forgot to share the link with Pheonix's dad. Whoops. Let's do that real quick. Boop, boop, a doop. There is the link, paste, send. Okay. So now Pheonix's dad can tune in and watch as well. Let's see, did I turn the thing on? Oh, looks like it's not turning on. Might have the settings not quite proper. Oh, it was on. I just turned it off. Crap. Okay, here we go again. Round 3. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to start with trimming his nails. Pheonix was running and playing in some water, so his feet, his legs are wet, which I'm going to assume that the pads of his feet are also wet. So I'm not going to shave the pads of the feet because I don't want water to get in my clipper, but I will cut his nails before the bath, and then after we get him washed and dried off in the bath and the dryer, then I'll shave his pads after. But we're going to go ahead and start with nail trimming, so let's jump to the foot camera. Stand him up. Forward, scoochie, scoochie. All right, Pheonix. Let me see this foot. Okay, come on. It's okay, buddy. Hang on. Hang on, big guy. Hang on. Alright. Alright. Hang on. Pick this table up a little bit higher. Happen to bend over a bit. Okay, let's get your nails done, buddy. Stay. Careful. Careful. Hey, almost done with this part. Okay, he does have a dew claw, so let's get that dew claw as well. Wait. Oh boy. Okay. One down, 3 to go. Hang on, Pheonix. I'm ready, buddy. Hang on. Hang on. Come on, big guy. No dew claw on the back. Wait. Nail's actually really short. That nail's also very short. Boy. Hey, one more foot. One more foot. Let me see. This one's also very short. I think he broke this one at one point, and it's growing back. Okay. A lot of dirt stuck in the underside of it. Okay, just like that. Nails are all done. And we can go ahead and put Pheonix down. We'll head in back and give him a bath. So give me just a few minutes to get back there, turn on those cameras, and then yeah, we'll do that. Let's see. Uh-oh, you might lose everything for a second. Okay, do we have audio? We have audio. I don't know which one is better. I guess it doesn't matter. This. Okay. And we need to take this tray out. Pheonix is a big dog, and I could wash him on top of this tray, but what ends up happening is when he shakes, a lot more water gets out, and also when I'm closing it down, a lot more water sprays and splashes out of the tub. Now we'll go grab Pheonix. Good job, buddy. Good job. Okay, we'll tie a slip knot right here. Use a slip knot just in case he decides to jump out or if there's any panicky moments in an emergency. I can quickly untie him and then he's free and loose. Okay, we're gonna get the water warmed up. Turn the bathing system to my D-Shed shampoo, activate the system, and then we just start washing him. Try something. Let's pick this up a bit. Point it down. See if it gives a little bit better view. Try that. bum has some crusties on it, so I'm going to add a little bit more soap. Scrub it by hand. Come here, buddy. Come on. I know, Pheonix. I know, big guy. Come here. You're okay. You're okay. Okay, got all those crusties off. Go ahead and turn Pheonix around. Watch the other side. Okay, now we will switch over to conditioner, and we'll do the same thing all over his body. Now we'll turn off the soap, get the soap out of the lines. Turn down the water pressure and get his head wet so that I can wash it by hand. Come here, buddy. Come here, wiggle monkey. You're okay. Good boy. Now, this low water pressure, it's okay to be in their eyes, but I want to avoid it getting in his nose and in his ears. If I get water in his ears, he's going to shake like crazy because it's super uncomfortable getting water in your ears. It can also create the environment for a yeast infection to happen in his ears as well. So I want to be very careful not to get water in there. And I'll take my pre-mixed soap and we'll start washing his face. Come here, Pheonix. I might have to mix up more of this. I am washing the outside of his ears, and then I will also scrub the outer edge of the inside of his ears. But I don't want soap to get near the inside of his ears because I can't rinse it out from in there. But I can rinse off the edges of the inside and all of the outside. Come here, buddy. Come here. Come on. Why don't you sit, Pheonix? Sit right there. Right there, buddy. Let this boy. Face is drying off a little bit. I'm going to re-wet it. And hopefully be able to stretch. Oh, no, it's not going to matter. I am out of face soap. And for the sake of the live stream, I will show you guys, if you just have a regular shampoo, you just apply the product in your hand, lather it up in your hand, try to avoid it getting inside of his mouth. I don't want him to lick it. I don't want it to go on top of his nose. I want to control his face so that I can scrub it real good. So I carefully closed his mouth. And now I'm going to scrub all of his muzzle, his chin, down his neck. Make sure that this is all nice and lathered. Okay. Now low water pressure, we'll rinse it all off. I'm going to start with his muzzle, around his mouth. Come here. Come here. I don't want him to lick the soap into his mouth. It's like he kind of pulled his face down and the water for a split second did go over his nose. But you can hear he's not, none of it got in, he didn't breathe it in. So I got lucky right there. He wasn't breathing in when the water went over his nose. Now I'm going to rinse over his eyes. Nice low water pressure, making sure to rinse out the eyes really well, just in case soap did get in there. Huge mistake to leave soap in the eyes. It'll cause massive irritation, and there's a good chance the dogs will injure themselves by scratching and rubbing their eyes. Now I'm pinning his ears down, trying to avoid getting water in the ear canal. And I'm rinsing off his ears. Rinse off the inside, hang it just at the right angle so that the water will run away from the ear canal. Underneath the ears, get that all rinsed out nicely. And now we'll get the other side. Sit. Good boy. Pin this ear down. Okay, now I'm going to get underneath the leash. Make sure soap doesn't get trapped underneath there. And now I'll turn the water pressure back up and rinse off the rest of his body. Now we'll turn Pheonix around again. Spin for me, bud. Spin, spin. Good boy. Up. Stay right there. Okay, final step of the bath. I'm going to squeeze out all the excess water. And as I'm doing this, I'm checking for any soap that's left on his body, shampoo or conditioner, any product that's left there. If I feel anything slippery or sudsy, I'll rinse that spot off again. Okay. Good job, buddy. Whew. Okay, now we'll grab a towel. Drape it over Pheonix. Try not to let it drag in the tub. A lot of water sitting at the bottom still. And then I will unhook Pheonix, carry him over to the drying table. Go. Okay. All right. Let's see. I think that'll work. Let's flip it down just a tad more. Okay, let's towel him off. Oh, I don't know what to switch. Towel drying gets off the majority of the water. Skipping this step is a huge mistake, but it cannot get all the water off. That's where the blow dryers come in and really help you finish. Get a nice fluff and get the dog completely dry. I grab the fur and I squeeze it, as well as finding a dry spot on my towel and rubbing that dry spot on a wet part of the dog. Squeezing helps when there's a lot of fur. Rubbing gets a bigger surface area dry, but it doesn't go as deep. So if you have thick fur that's really deep, lots of water down underneath, I like to squeeze it's got the deep stuff out and mostly just getting the surface, that's when I'll drop more. Now you can see that Pheonix has not been shaking very much. Did a couple times when I first got his head wet. When I think it's finished, I think he shook once, but that's a good indication that I did not get any water in his ears, which is great. Sometimes it happens. If it does happen, I like to put ear cleaner in their ears immediately. That will help to dry out the ear, get any water out, and prevent an ear infection from happening. Ear infections happen because there's too much moisture in the ear, and yeast builds up in that damp area of the body. So when I accidentally get water in the ears, it's a good way to add a lot of moisture. But the ear cleaners help to dry that out if it does happen. Okay, next step. I'm gonna get the hair off my hands. Pardon the sound for one moment. See, that one's already reduced, perfect. So it's gonna be loud for just a second. Now these hair dryers these blow dryers are very loud. Chronic exposure to the volume of the air, as the air comes out of there, it creates a loud sound. Chronic exposure to that can cause hearing damage. So I put on these earbuds, and then I also stack on these earmuffs, mostly so that I can hear my earbuds without having the volume blasted. I used to just use the earbuds, but now I got these as just an extra layer of protection, and also so I can hear my music without having to have it all the way blasted up. And for the dogs, I use cotton ball earplugs. Anytime that I've forgotten my own earbuds, I tear these cotton balls down so they'll fit in my own ear, and it works great in a pinch. And it's great for the dogs to have some sort of hearing protection. Okay, the blow dryers are real loud. I'm going to do it on high for the body and legs. Sometimes this is where Pheonix gets reactive, so I'll be a little careful around his face. I'll keep one hand near his head. That's usually enough to prevent him from turning and snapping, but every once in a while, if I go too close to his face too quickly, he'll snap at the dryer or the air. I want to avoid that if I can. I'm going to try to use both dryers to speed up the process, but you're not going to be able to hear me, so I'm not going to talk to you while I'm doing it, so let's get it going, and I'll talk to you after. We're all done. Pheonix did great. No reactions, no snapping at all. I'm going to do one quick once over, make sure he's all dry. Feels great. Okay, let's head back up front and we'll finish his haircut now. Okay, Pheonix. Okay, come here. We're going to experiment with a new angle. Up we go. Okay. Pheonix. Turn around. Turn around. Good boy. Alright, now we have our top view camera as well. Cool. Okay, so now I'm going to take my leave-in conditioner detangling spray, spray it all over his back, his chest, his bum. And I'll also take my long-haired slicker brush and I'll begin brushing him out. take the leash off now. Brush underneath the leash. Make sure I have good control of his head, that way he doesn't try to jump off. And just brush all around where that leash was laying. Make sure there's no tangles. And with this brush, you can tell with some experience if all of the mats or the tangles have been brushed out. But if you're ever not sure, what I like to do after I'm done brushing is to grab my comb, which is missing, probably on the floor somewhere. Oh, there it is. Take this metal comb and run it through. If it gets hung up like right there, that means there's a tangle in the fur. I need to brush it out. Run it through again. There we go. A little bit more down here. And if the comb runs through all the way down to the skin, then I know that there are no tangles in that section all the way down to the skin. Check the inside of these back legs too. Common place for mats to form and get missed is on the inside of those legs. Okay, I don't see any more tangles, I don't feel any more. Comb has ran through the entire body. So now we are done brushing. We'll put my comb away, put my long-haired slicker brush away, and I'll grab my short-haired slicker brush. And now I'm actually gonna start with the bottom of the legs, and I'm gonna jump over to the foot camera, and we're gonna trim up his feet, the back of his legs, with this little foot camera. Let's see if I can show this effectively or not. A small adjustment. Okay. Scoot forward, buddy. So when I'm trimming the feet, I flip the foot upside down, back brush all the hair, and trim everything that's growing past the pads. Hang on, Pheonix. Not too much on this paw. And then I'll trim up the back of the leg right here so that it blends in and it's about the same length as the side and the front of the leg. And then I'll back brush. Well, let's see. I'll do that for that foot. We'll do that same thing on all four of the feet, just so you guys can see it. Normally I would do the top of the foot next, but I'm going to move the camera before I do that. So I'll do the back of the leg, bottom of the foot. Hang on, Pheonix. You're okay, buddy. He's putting all of his weight on me right now, making it a little tough. Okay, got that done. See just a little bit more. Okay, that looks good. Now we'll do the same thing for his front feet. Oh, and I actually forgot a step. Normally I shave the pads before the bath, but Pheonix came in a little wet, so I skipped it. So let's go ahead and shave his pads. The way that we do that is with a number 10 blade. And I'm going to shave between the main paw pad, which is this pad, and the 4 toe pads. And there's a little V-shaped crevice, and that's what I'm shaving between. Whoa! That's a strong kick. Luckily I've got a good grip on his leg and a good grip on my clipper. He could have sent it flying right there. That foot's done. I'm going to do the same thing to this one. Stay Pheonix. Wait. Okay. Pop up to the front legs. Hang on, big guy. I know. I come to the bottom and then I tip up to get the blade to point straight down and then scoop. Tip it up, straight down, scoop, flip it over, straight down on the side of the paw pad, and then scoop. Same thing on this side, little scoop. And that's looking pretty good. There's a little bit more on these toes right at the bottom. Hang on. That's about what I'm looking for. Don't fall off the table, buddy. Hop over to this other foot. Do the same thing. Stay. Okay, Pheonix. Come on, big guy. Come on, big guy. Hold still. Hold still. A little more base of the toes. The little technique is push down the one toe, and then I can scoop underneath the toe next to it a little bit better. Pheonix doesn't want to make it easy to show you guys, but I pull this toe down and then I can scoop that one out. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now we'll go ahead and finish scissoring these front feet. Part of what I do from the underside is between the toes, on the outside of the foot, and also between the paw pad and this little heel pad. We blend that in the same that I did with the back of the leg, on the back leg. This gets blended in to be the same length on the front and the sides and the back. Okay. Spin them just a little bit. Same thing for this foot. Back brush. Trim the hairs that are sticking up past the pads. And then also trim all these hairs coming up to this heel pad, or I guess it's the ankle, but I call this the heel pad. Put the foot down, back brush everything. trim it from there. Okay, and now we're going to pop this camera around to the front feet, and we're going to trim the front of his feet. So now that the bottom's all done, I'm going to back brush the top. Oh, darn it. I'll have to adjust the settings on this foot camera so that it doesn't turn off. I might unplug it like that. My apologies, everyone. Okay, back up to this foot camera. So, back brush, and then I'm going to round the outside of the foot. And then I'm going to round the top of the foot. And I back brush in either direction to the sides of the feet, as well as straight up against the hair. And I do that until I feel like I've gotten all the hairs and the foot is nice and round and even. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. Jump over to this other front foot. Back brush. Trim the outside. And then back brush again and trim the top. Come on. Okay, front of those feet look good. See if you guys can see the back feet from this angle. But it's the exact same thing. And I'm just going to combine the steps of doing the outside and the top all at once. Okay. One last foot. Okay, and now the feet are all trimmed. I can see the back of this leg needs a little bit more from that angle right there. And I can also show you a little bit of trimming this leg. I'm going to trim the hairs that are sticking out, and I'm going to blend it right down into that short spot where that heel pad is nice and short, and it's just a nice little fan shape. We call these the feathers. Pull it out with my fingers. Flip it back and forth. See what sticks out. A little bit behind. You guys aren't going to be able to see it, but there's a little bit in front. It's just a tiny bit long and uneven. Just going to trim those up so that they're closer to being even. Now we'll come to the inside and do a very similar process. Brush it all in, brush it down, set the foot down. You always want to set the foot down when you're trimming these feathers It's very easy to accidentally trim too much. If it's sitting up, it makes the hairs hang in a funny way. Okay. Come from behind, and I just look at it at all angles. Back brushing, fluffing up the hair as I go until it's all nice and even. Do the same thing on this leg. I'm going to grab my comb. Sticking. Alright, it's looking pretty good. Of course, the inside. Let's see if I can just show it. Okay, that looks good. Front legs. And now we will just go ahead and turn this camera off. And we will trim up his belly and his bum, the butt feathers. We'll start with his bum. Lift the tail up and comb each butt cheek, each of the hairs on so the hairs on each side, I comb them to the middle and trim everything that comes past the midline. It's okay, Pheonix. And then once that's done, comb all the hairs out. Blend them in from this angle over here. I want it to just be nice and smooth as it comes around. And with Pheonix, I'm blending it in just above this the hawk. But if it was going to be fuller, I would do it right to the hawk. But we do a tighter trim on Pheonix. Okay, this side looks good. Go ahead and match it to the other side. Pheonix is just panting up a storm. It's not because he's hot, it's because he's just a little anxious. Come here, big guy. I'll comb the hairs from the inside back. Make sure that they're all even as well. Smooth, blended down, creates nice round butt cheeks. And then I will do the tail. It's very easy to take off too much hair and make the tail kind of stick out funky on these Aussies. So I'm going to start with less, just a light trim. See how it looks. So you're going to take a little more. But I don't want to take any more off of up here because I already have a pretty distinct line right there. So I just want to blend in the bottom a little bit more. There we go. That looks pretty nice. I'll fix up this side. Okay. Back legs and butt look good. Now I'm going to come up, trim these hairs in the front of his leg. Just a little long, kind of sticking out. Make it look just a little scraggly. Scoot forward, buddy. You're okay. And now I'm going to comb all these hairs on his belly. We're going to trim them up a good amount. He used to get just about the tightest trim up that I would do, which would put the belly hairs rounded really close to the skin itself, but starting to get closer to winter here, and his dad wants to leave the hairs just a little bit longer. So I'll comb down everything first, and then comb again and lift out, and then blend all the hairs into each other. A few longer hairs right in the armpit. I'm going to lift this leg forward. That way I can more easily see these hairs and blend them in with both the chest and the belly that I just trimmed. That's looking good. Now I'll come to the front. Hang on. And we'll do the same thing. Trim these hairs down. All those long hairs aren't too long and scraggly. And I'll push the leg back to blend the chest into the belly. Wait. That way it's nice, one nice continuous line all the way up to the front. And now we'll just hop over to this front camera. And there's a few hairs that are obviously longer than the rest. All right here. Blend them in. And we'll blend it down. Chest. Okay. What's up? Nice side view. These hairs. They're sticking out long and past the rest of the hairs on his chest. Hey, that's looking pretty good. Now what I'm going to do is the other side of his belly, just to match. Okay. 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 Hang on, Pheonix. You're okay, bud. Okay, that looks pretty good. And another step that I typically do before the bath, but I didn't today, is shaving the sanitary. And on most dogs I will do with a 10 blade, but for these bath and brush breeds, Shepherds, Huskies, Aussies, Border Collies, I like to use the number 7 blade to not go quite as short when I'm shaving the sanitary, and it just blends in, it looks a little bit nicer. So I'm going to lift up this leg, and I'm going to shave around his privates right here. Oh boy, Jesus. Oh boy, okay. This doesn't always work with big dogs, but I'm going to try to stand him up. Stay. Down there. Hold still. Okay. That's good around his privates. Just trying to give him a good potty path so that he doesn't accidentally get pee on himself. But I also want to lift him up again from this angle. And trim some of the inside hairs on his back leg. Both sides. Wait. Come on, big guy. Come. Good boy. Okay. Alright. Last step we're going to do is around his ears. But before I trim around his ears and clean them, I'm going to send a message to his dad. We are getting close to finishing. And to get his ears, I'm going to lower the table just a little bit. I'm going to take the leash completely off. That way it's not holding any hairs down or take leash. No, no, no. Up. Stay here. Gotta be careful when you take the leash off with the dogs. As you saw right here, he was ready to bolt. He's like, sweet, I am done. Get me out of the table. But now I'm just gonna trim all around the ears, comb all around the ears, and do the same thing that I did with the chest. Find the hairs that are sticking out a lot longer, further than the other hairs, and trim them. I'm going to come all the way around the neck. Stay. Stay. Few hairs right here on the back. I'm trying to follow the direction of the hair as I'm making these cuts. Right here it's against the hair, and now it's with the hair. But right here the ear hair is kind of going up and that way, so this is a little bit more with the hair that direction. Trimming with the hair has a tendency to blend it in better than trimming against the hair. When you trim against the hair, it tends to cut a little bit more. Just the way that the scissors work, it pushes the hair further in. So when you trim against the hair, you have to be careful that it doesn't accidentally take off too much. So generally speaking, I recommend trimming with the hair is going down this way, versus if when I pull the hair up, you can see that it looks much longer. What ends up happening is that as the scissors cut it, it pushes the hair up and more hair ends up getting cut off. Okay, we're almost done. I think we're done trimming. Just gonna double check. Turn his head forward. Comb everything out. Yeah, I like how that looks. Okay. I'm gonna put the leash back on, and we're gonna clean his ears. Come here. Let's look. Double. Hey, Pheonix, stop. Stop. Come here. Now we'll pull out those cotton balls that I used earlier, and you can see this one's pretty dirty, so we'll throw it away. This one's also pretty dirty. So because of how dirty they are, I'm going to anticipate that I'll need at least 2 cotton balls for each of his ears. So I'll grab 4 of them and put cleaner on all 4. I'm keeping one hand close to Pheonix, just to make sure that if he decides to go somewhere that I can catch him very quickly in case he slips or falls or decides to jump, worst case scenario. And now I'll take one of these cotton balls, stick it inside of his ear, and it's actually coming out pretty dang clean. Not very much is coming out. Since I already got these cotton balls all wet with cleaner, I'll just make sure to use it. What about the inside of this ear? Probably could have rubbed the inside of this ear out with the other cotton ball, but I got to use these anyways, so. Okay. Let's see. Okay. A little bit more was just on the inside of the ear, but those ears are pretty dang clean. I didn't need I could have done it with just 2 cotton balls. It was a little deceptive how much was hanging out. Okay, so I'm just going to do one more check over his whole body, see if there's anything else that I see. 2 hairs over here, a few hairs right here. Okay. Alright. That is the end of this live stream with Pheonix. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned something. Oh, found a couple more hairs. Pheonix did great. And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow with 3 more dogs. Hopefully each of them will make it on the live stream. And yeah, take care. See you then. Wait. Pheonix knows he's done. He's trying to jump off the table. Come this way. Come this way. Good boy. Let me take the leash off. Come here. Up to your feet.